Hey, it's Andrew Brown from Exam Pro, and what we're going to look at here is storage accounts, and specifically Blob storage, tables, and maybe Azure files. And so what I want you to do is go all the way to the top here. And by the way, I'm just carrying this over from my MySQL or SQL tutorial, so something to do while I'm waiting for this thing to install. But what we'll do is type in account or storage account. So we'll go here, and oh, yeah, we'll just hit cancel there. That's for my other tutorial. And we'll hit add. And we'll create a storage account. Okay, and what we'll do is I'll say DP 900 storage. And we'll say okay, and we'll name this storage account. We'll call it my storage account. Notice we have the option between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Oh, somebody really wants to have the same name as me. 987654321. Because those are unique names, right? Oh, it doesn't like that. Can only be contains, must be 3 characters is now too long. Okay, there we go. And so they're uniquely identifiable across all accounts, so that kind of gets annoying. Between standard and premium, if you choose it, you get a few different options. So with premium, you get block blobs, file shares, page blobs. So we're going to stick with standard to save some money. We change the redundancy. We'll stick with local redundant zones because that's the most cost effective. Go over to advanced, see what else we want here. Here we have the option to turn on hierarchical namespace. That's if we're doing data lake gen storage 2, which we're not doing at this point in time. So what I'll do is go ahead and hit review and create. And we'll scroll on down and say create. Okay. And we'll just wait for that to create the storage account. I'll see you back here in a moment. All right, so we waited a little bit of time here and our storage account is ready. So I'll go in here, and what we'll do is go to the left-hand side. We can see we have some containers. If we wanted to make a file share, it's really easy. Just hit the file share button and we'll name it. So say my Azure file share. Okay. And we can pick how the tiers we want. Transaction optimized seems okay to me. We have to set a quota. We'll say, I don't know, 1 gigabyte. We're not really going to do anything real here. So I'm just going to hit create. Okay, and so now we have our nice file share there. If we click into it, we can upload files. So I need to go grab some kind of file off the internet, and we'll just type in Star Trek here, anything. Go images, as long as it's appropriate. And yeah, here's a photo, so we'll go ahead and save that, save image as, and we'll go to our downloads here. And we'll just say Kirk and Spock. Okay, and that is now downloaded. We'll make our way back here. I'll say upload. And what we can do is go to our downloads again. Kirk and Spock. We'll say open, upload, and there's the file, right? Not super complicated. So that's that. Let's go back over to here into our storage accounts, back here. And I want you to show you Storage Explorer. So you can go ahead and download Storage Explorer if you haven't. So you go here, you download it, hit download now. I think I already have it installed. So all I'll do is just click open and say open. Takes like 2 minutes to install. Yep, I do. And this is just an easier way. Like if you don't want to have to open up the portal and you want to be able to easily work with files, it's another way you can do stuff. So we'll give it a moment to open. And so here we have our storage account. We can drop it down and see what's under there. You can see I have a bunch of disks that I need to go ahead and delete. But if we go here to file share, we have our file share here. And you can just see it's just an alternative interface where we can upload and do stuff there. If I wanted to download that, I could do that, okay? But let's go take a look at Blob storage, okay? So go over to containers. We'll make ourselves a new container. We'll say my Blob storage. Yeah, it can be private, that's fine. We'll say create. We'll click into our blob storage and we need to upload a file. So again, we'll upload the same file. So we'll go here and we will upload our Kirk and Spock file here and we'll upload it. And there it is again. And if we go over to our Storage Explorer and we go into our blob containers, and there, you can see we have the data there. So that's really nice. So there's that. We should probably take a look at tables. So we'll go back to my storage account. Left-hand side, we'll make ourselves a new table. So we'll say my Azure table. Say OK. We can click into this. Actually, we can't. This is kind of a pain. You'd have to use the API or stuff, but this is where the Explorer comes in handy. So on the left-hand side, we will look for tables. And we'll say My Azure Table. And we'll say Add. Okay. We have to set a partition key and a row key. So our partition key would be something like, we could say Wharf. And our category could be Lieutenant Commander. Okay, insert. And if we wanted to edit this, we could add more properties, such as like, you know, planet, Chronos, whatever you want. You got all sorts of types here, but it's pretty darn simple, as you can see. Not super complicated there. But yeah, maybe we should learn how to use the Azure Tables via the CLI. So I'll be back here in a second and show you how to do that, okay? All right, okay, so I have the commands that we can do to do that from the CLI. So what I want you to do is click up here in the top right corner. That is the Azure Cloud Shell there. And I want you to start in Bash. If it asks you to create a storage account, go ahead and do that because it needs a volume. So under here, we'll actually make one. This is the one that is for my developer environment. So just hit yes, and just wait for this to load. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And if it's giving you a lot of trouble, I'm gonna hit restart. Doesn't usually give me that much trouble, but there we go. Okay, great. I'm so used to waiting around in Azure, it's crazy. But so what we can do is type in AZ, that is the CLI command for AZ. If we hit enter, it should spit out some information. Yeah, so it tells us all the things we can do there. So what we want to do, I'm going to type in clear here, AZ storage identity insert -t. We want to put the name of our table. Table is called My Azure Table. We need the container account name we'll need. We don't need the container name. So the account name is up here. So I'm not going to try to type it in here. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. And now we can go ahead and insert. So yeah, we'll go here to the -e. So E is going to be what we insert. So we have partition key. And this will be, we'll say Beverly. And we'll put the row key as commander. And then we could say planet equals Earth. Okay. And if we hit enter, I think we got it all right there. Give it a second. It doesn't know what account name is. Let me just see if I spelt that wrong. Maybe it just doesn't like where it is. So I'm going to just copy it out of here. I was trying to make it a bit clean by putting it there, but I will put it on the end here. Oops. Go ahead and paste that in there. Still doesn't like it. If it doesn't like that, we could try giving it the container name. It might just pick up the account name, which is the account we're in, but I'm going to go here and find my container. I swear I had this like working like a second ago and it just decides not to work. Okay. Okay, so that's fine. So I already have a working version here on the side. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change some of the values here. Okay. And so I have this here, and I know this 100% works, right? So we have AZ, storage, identity, insert, -t for the table. So maybe that was my problem, is that I just didn't do -t there. So I'll just paste that in there. I don't think container is used anymore, but we'll hit enter. So it doesn't like the container name, so we'll just erase that out there. And so there it has inserted the data. So there we go. So yeah, I'll just show you, like, Azure's a bit painful sometimes. Even when you have perfect instructions, it still doesn't work properly. We'll go ahead and hit refresh, and there is the record in our table database. So there you go. And I might just leave these accounts open here because I might want to ingest them in another tutorial. But of course, we will clean them up at some point near the end of the course. Okay.